topic for today, it's apologize for that. So it's about how can you what design patterns can you use to work with multi-tenants in the AWS cloud. Some of the concepts can also apply to other cloud platforms, and how to do it securely. So this is targeted to situations where you are involved in designing a SaaS solution for your company, for a customer, or if you are involved in doing a security review, advising them about what measures to take from a security perspective. So yeah, that's what the presentation is going to be about. Quickly about myself, I come from a cybersecurity background. I've been in the field for nearly 20 years now. I started working in a SOC team as a SOC analyst in 2004. And since then, I've done, all kind of roles. I got my hands on security systems, on firewalls, proxy. I used to spend a lot of time in data center racking these things back in the days. But yeah, nowadays it's more and more in the cloud. I did a lot of technical jobs, but also stuff more related to governance, risk, and compliance, especially in the cloud, because it's a big topic. And over the past 5 years, I've been gradually shifting more and more to cloud security, and more specifically with AWS. And today, I work mostly on AWS security and AWS architecture in general. And I like doing that kind of job because I like building stuff and helping the developers. In some previous jobs, I was more like the guy who say, yes, you can do that, or no, you cannot do that. So you had to approve the stuff. And now I like the feeling of being part of teams who are building stuff on the cloud. And I'm always very amazed by all the capabilities that we find now in the cloud. Nowadays, I'm working as a freelancer. I do a lot of freelance consulting mostly for startups and SaaS providers. So that's why I choose this topic for today, because it's something it's a topic I encounter fairly often in my job. And yeah, many of my customers, they are SaaS providers, so that include like fintech, edtech, a lot of companies like in CRM, marketing, stuff like that. I work mostly with small and medium businesses, so they don't necessarily have here a lot of in-house knowledge on AWS. So I'm here to help them. And next to that, I also do some lectures for university for different degrees. So I'm like a guest lecturer, and I also work as a mentor and instructor for different platforms. So in the area of cybersecurity and AWS. And there are more and more programs out there on the internet where basically people who have no previous knowledge or experience in IT can follow some boot camps, get trained intensively for a couple of months, and get a job in this field. So I'm happy to be part of this. So that's quickly about me. And I'm completely new on Secureday. So it's my first webinar here. And yeah, maybe I don't look like it, but I'm very terrified to do the first one today. And I hope it's not going to be the last one. And the topics I would like to talk about mostly will be around AWS and security. So I have some ideas for further topics. But getting back to today's topic. So again, this is about multi-tenancy in AWS cloud. So first of all, let's define, just to make sure, as a reminder, to make sure we are on the same page, what do we call multi-tenancy exactly? So what it is about in this context. So multi-tenancy essentially is when you have multiple customers of a public cloud service that use shared computing resources. So that means you are sharing these resources to lower the cost for the customers and for the service provider, the cloud service providers, instead of having as many systems as the customers, different customers you have. You can mutualize this resource, and that's that brings multi-tenancy. So the costs are going to be lower because the resources are going to be not underutilized. So it's more effective. As an analogy here, multi-tenant can be compared like in real world. So if you live in a condominium unit in a building, each tenant, so each unit in that building is a tenant. Okay, each resident is a tenant. Sorry. So that's multi-tenancy, and all the different tenants, they share common building, they share the elevator, they share maybe there is like a rooftop terrace that is common for everyone. So they share these kind of resources. That's multi-tenancy. In case of single tenancy, it's more like someone who lives in an individual house. So the building is only for you. It's your private building. It's your private house. If you have a rooftop, it's just for you. And the same if you have an elevator. So that's a distinction between the two. I think it's already known by everyone here, but it's just to have a quick reminder about this. So we're doing multi-tenancy mostly for cost effectiveness, right? So if you share the cost between tenants, your solution is going to be more affordable for them, and you can sell it to more people. So it's mostly about lowering cost, but as you share, do more sharing of the resources between the tenants, there is often a trade-off. So if you share this server, if you share this database and so forth between tenants, there might be some security concerns there, because how can you make sure that one tenant cannot access data from the other tenant? So it's often a trade-off between the two. So you want to share the resource more, but it can be less secure. So what we see on the right is there is physical segregation between resources. So that means, for example, each tenant, so each SaaS solution customer has its own server, its own database, and they have physical stuff. So you don't really share resources between tenants, and that's very costly. So you can see that the affordability curve is going low. However, it's considered more secure by design. Each tenant has a different system, so they're not going to mess up with each other's systems because they are separate, basically. If you do more resource sharing, you might do some form of logical segregation. So logical segregation, instead of having your stuff, the different tenants running on different systems, they're going to run on different virtualized machine, for example, or containers, for example, or stuff like that. So you have these stuff are running on the same host, but you use like virtualization or containerization to logically segregate between the tenants. This way you can save on resource cost. Okay, so it's more affordable for your customers or for yourself as a provider. And by design, your security might be lower because you are sharing some servers, some systems. So one tenant can see the data from the other tenants unless you take appropriate measure.